Start the clock.
Good afternoon. At the tone, time will be
Real time.
Welcome back to another episode of Supercoach RD13. Nick Nass back with you for another week. It was a very interesting bye week, sort of a weird round. A lot of PODs went big, like Rob on the Thursday night, Billings during the week, Dunkley, Merritt, Walters, and also Paddy Cripps went from hero to zero pretty quick too. 30% of people captained him this week. And a lot of those people had Pfeiffer's VC as a loop and decided to go with Cripps anyway. Maybe they forgot, or they just got a little greedy. But Cripps was disappointing with an 80. Luckily, we were able to avoid that. We did okay. Probably just above par. We moved up a little bit. So for the round, it was 1806, which moved us up 553 spots. So we're just sitting outside the top 1,000 now, in 1147th position, which is good. We were sort of aiming for, with the buys, to be in the top 1,000, and we're sort of tracking that way. So happy with that. With that said, we had a few passengers this week and a few concerns going forward. So let's take a look at the team. So taking a look at the team, we see Sicily on 87. Kind of disappointing. A lot of people brought him in this week. He played a lot of time in the forward line and may spend a lot of time in the forward line going forward for the rest of the year while Hawthorn sort of work things out. They're sort of set in defence, and Clarko's set on not bringing Roughhead back in. So Sicily is going to be... We thought that at the start of the season too, actually. A lot of people were off-put about bringing Sicily in, but he's been played defence the whole way through. But if he's going to swing between forward and defence, it will definitely affect his score. I told people to stay away from him, a couple of weeks ago, as far as which defenders to bring in. But 87 is not too bad considering. But yeah, concerning going forward. There's lots of concerns in defense going forward. I think everyone's forward line rucks and midfields are pretty much set at this point. And the defense is the worry for a lot of people, which at the start of the year, you thought that was one of the easiest lines to sort of pick, but it hasn't sort of worked out that way. So another issue, Brodie Smith, a 74, brings his average down to 85, and I think he has an average of, in the 80s, low 80s, mid 70s for maybe the last 5 weeks. It's concerning, but at this point, with my backline structure, I'm going to have to roll with a couple of these because we'll run out of trade. So we can sort of wait and see which ones we want to keep. Malera, obviously the other one, we brought him in 2 weeks ago, traded out Whitfield. If Whitfield comes back a week after the bye, so in 2 weeks, it's such a terrible trade because Malera hasn't worked out, and I don't know what to do with him. He looked lost when they played Thursday night. Yeah, he just looked lost in that game. And the week before, he was unlucky. He probably should have scored a 95, but got a bit of unfair treatment from Champion Data, and he got a 64. So I'm not sure what to do with him. Dude's on 64. He's got to go. We bought in Nacia this week for a 67. Gardiner, a 22. He's going to get dropped. He just looks lost playing AFL football at this point, which is not good for us because we needed him next week. If he doesn't play with trades, that's going to leave 17 players. So I'm not sure what to do. Kelly was good, should have scored higher, got sort of robbed. I think that gave us a 150 game. He only scored a 128. Stiff there. 129, fantastic. Paddy Cripps, obviously disappointing, but it probably worked out better for us because 30% of the teams captained him, so we hurt a lot of people by it. It becomes a POD when other people captain him and you don't, or you captain him and other people don't. Otherwise, everyone has him. So we probably made up some ground by him sort of spotting it up and us putting the C on Kelly. McRae was great, 150. And if you followed our other videos, you know that a lot of the top 10 teams don't have McRae. So for him to score 150, it's sort of a POD score, which is good. Cogs, who we brought in last week, and he sort of spotted up a 69, comes back with a 130. They're the type of scores we brought him in for, so happy with that. And Crouch has been great the last couple of weeks, 129. I think he was on 98 at halftime, and it was a chance at a double ton there for a second, but he sort of went missing in the second half. He went back to turning the ball over like he usually does. Welsh, 50. That's sort of disappointing for the simple fact that he had a low break even of 55. So if he got his average of about 95, it was a 20K pocket in a cash rise. And since we're trading him out this week for Neil, we sort of missed out 20 Gs there, as well as adding to the score this week. So that's disappointing, but he's been a great rookie and he's served us more than well. And speaking of great rookies, Sydney Stack, a 102 option, 8 weeks ago, has basically made 300,000, and he's ready to get culled now too. So basically, my trades next week will be Stack out for maybe Hine from St Kilda, a rookie, and Lockie Neal, and there may be one more, but we'll get to that soon. But yeah, 103 from Stack. Couldn't ask for more. He's been a great rookie pickup and a difference maker if you've had him. Gordon and Grundy both had the bye this week. People that held Rob O'Brien basically did well this week. Holding him, massive score. 179, 180 on the Thursday night, basically going up against VFL Ruckman. He basically got to do what he wanted. But yeah, congratulations. My original plan was to hold him until this week, basically, and then turn him into Grundy, but it didn't work out that way. So we lose a little bit of points, but I'm not too fussed because the week we traded him out, he sort of spotted up at 50 and Grundy went 130, so we didn't really lose too much. Dunkley, new recruit Dunkley, 173, that's huge. I think he's must-have. What's his price range at? He's gone up to 5. He went up 45,000 in price this week, so we picked him up for about 555. I still think he's probably worth the price tag, especially playing in the middle. Death Set Gun gets heaps of it. I think if you're making a run for a league, if you're in a cash league and you just want to win your league, he's sort of a must-have player come finals time. And if you're making a run for the 50K, I think you definitely need him. But yeah, that $600,000 price tag, it's a bit stiff, but probably worth it as he is a legit forward. Like he's in the top 3 forwards you want, top 2. Kelly by Dangerfield by Marshall, another fantastic pickup, 122, and really nicely priced. So he is 489, which is still incredibly great value. I think, especially considering his first ruck, and he's really getting better with each game. Cameron is very concerning. I'm disappointed in this trade. Basically, Supercoach rules. Rule number 1 is if Rockcliffe, doesn't matter how good Rockcliffe is looking, it's a trap, and he's going to let you down if you bring him in. So we fell for that one already this year, and the year before, and the year before that. And the second rule is no key position forwards, and we broke that rule too because we're an idiot. And we brought in Cameron, and he's just too topsy-turvy. And when there isn't space, he's just not having an influence on the game. So I'm so tempted to just trade him to Boak. But why I wouldn't do that is just because if I'm playing catch-up, which I am, and we're not far from first place, but still far enough points-wise, Cameron's a POD, and Boak's simply not. 70 80% of the top teams have him. And by bringing in Boak, I'm basically not catching up points. So I don't know if we just cross our fingers. Cameron's got a really good draw, and hope Cameron outscores Boak the rest of the way, save 70K, save the trade, or say just go with Boak and hope all my other PODs outscore everyone else's, and that's how we make up ground. So I'm not sure. It's definitely going to come down to whether I field 18, and that's going to depend on whether Gardiner or Young get games. Now, I'm pretty sure Gardiner's getting dropped, and I'm pretty sure Young's not getting back into that side. So that leaves me playing 17, which means unless another rookie forward gets named, I might do Baker down to that forward and then just cash up for next week and try to get Hearn in and maybe a Williams or Williams and Whitfield might even be back 3 times in a row, bringing Whitfield. Crazy enough to do it. But yeah, we'll sit and wait, but I definitely might just go to Boak and just say stuff it and just try to just get the highest scores each week I can. Baker, a little bit disappointing with 66, but job done. He's been another great rookie. So we've nailed all our rookies this year, which has been part of the reason we've had the cash to bring in players, every player that we basically wanted to. Going back to defense, so I think most defenses are in a bit of a mess at this point in time. So Lloyd is probably the only dead set guaranteed primo I have, and Sicily, Smith, Malera, and Hall just all got question marks on them. So Hearn's got a big break even this week of 160. He's priced at about 580, so he should drop to about 555, something like that, 550. So we'll be definitely looking to bring him in next week. Another option is Williams. So trading him out ended up being a mistake. He only missed 2 games. We traded him out to Lockie Whitfield. A lot of people did. Whitfield gets injured. Williams comes back and just starts racking up points. He's looking good. Nicely priced too. I think he was about, 480 something this week. He had a break even of 100, scored 140, so he should go up in price. He's probably about, 500, 510, maybe 520. He's definitely an option, and Lockie Whitfield has a high break even of about 160. So when he comes back, plays a couple games, you might be able to pick him up for 500k. And that's what I'll probably be looking to do with my defense. So we'll wrap it up this week. Next week, yeah, as I said, so 17, we'll make sure we have 18. How's everyone else looking? How did everyone else go this week? I know there's a lot of teams that struggled this week. So to move up 500 spots from where I was with the score I got suggests that, and just by looking around all the leagues, that there were a few people struggling, but I've still seen some big scores. So always like to know how everyone else is going. Post your scores in the comments. Let us know how you're tracking next week for how many players you got. And yeah, we'll see you guys next Sunday, and hopefully everyone else has a decent last buy and can sort of propel from there. So we'll see you guys later.